Hey guys, it's Toad27 here, and I'm here with another top video. So this is a top 7 though. Why top 7? This is slightly thrown together, but also it's Gen 7. So yeah, ha. But there's 3 honorable mentions, so it's kind of like a top 10, even though I normally have honorable mentions anyways. So, it's just 7. Because seven's a cool number. And the reason I'm doing this list is I just finished Sun and Moon. You can all just shame me in the comments. So, okay, so let's get on with the list. So at number 7, I put Mimikyu, or Mimikyu. I'm not completely sure how to pronounce it. I did not have this Pokemon on my team. It was one I was thinking about having on my team, but by the time I had gotten to the point in the game where you could catch one, I already had a fairy and a ghost type. So, and I don't like doing a ton of doubling up on types, even though the team I beat the Elite Four with had 3 ghost types. Shh. So yeah, Mimikyu is just a really cool Pokemon. I think everybody kind of just fell in love with it just because of its backstory and just it in general seemed like the Pokemon that everybody kind of just fell in love with, and it was a really cool Pokemon. It was neat, Ghost Fairy type. That was a really cool new typing. I believe it was new. So yeah, Mimikyu overall was just a really cool Pokemon. So at number 6, I put Magearna. So Magearna was a really cool Pokemon, the first Pokemon revealed for Gen 7. And I was really excited for Magearna. It also kind of has a bit of a special place in my heart, since it kind of revamped me into getting into the TCG, and one of the first things that got me back into it was the Magearna tin. So it kind of has a special place in my heart. Aforementioned, I just beat Sun and Moon, so I just got Magearna. So I'll probably play with Magearna a little bit. So yeah, Magearna was a really cool Pokemon. Again, I'm a huge fan of fairy types. So overall, I just love having more fairy types. I would say a better steel fairy type than Klefki was. So I always like when new Pokemon have a better dual type, the same dual type as previous Pokemon, but then just make everything better. So yeah, Magearna, awesome Pokemon. At number 5, I put Komala. Now, Komala was a really just cute Pokemon. He was one of the first ones revealed, I believe. He was, I believe, in the first Koro leak for Sun and Moon. And he just looked really cute. I would have probably seriously considered him on my team if he did have an evolution. Kind of sad that he doesn't. But I just overall thought he was really cute and couldn't really pass up putting him on the list, just because he was one of the first Pokemon that really got me excited for this game. So he was overall a really just awesome Pokemon. I loved his just design and the idea behind him. And he seemed to kind of fit the island-esque theme. So, Komala, he was just very cute. And my number 4 pick is Decidueye / the Rowlet line. Since in the previous 4 it hadn't come up, since they were all just single Pokemon. If I say Pokemon, I do count their evolutionary line, so for this I just did Decidueye since it was the last Pokemon. So yeah, Decidueye was really awesome. These final 4 were Pokemon that I either had on my team or are on my current team. So Decidueye, he was my starter. I don't normally get extremely attached to my starters. That's why he's a bit lower on the list, because starters for me never become my favorite Pokemon. They just become Pokemon I like. So overall, Decidueye, though, was probably one of my favorite starters in a while. So I think Decidueye is definitely one of my favorite starters and one of my favorite Pokemon in Alola. At number 3, we have Togedemaru. Togedemaru is just adorable. I did have him on my team, but then I did have to replace him because he didn't have great stats, and he was already a lower level than the rest of my team to begin with, so he had to get boxed. I named him Sanic, so I felt like I had a strong connection with him. So it was kind of sad the day I had to box him, but he'll probably be a switch-in on my team, so... Togedemaru was one of the best Pikachu clones we've had in a while, I would say. Like, we had Dedenne, I believe Emolga was considered one of the Pikachu clones. I'm not completely sure which ones were all considered Pikachu clones. I also really liked the Electric Steel type. That was cool. And overall, he was just like one of the better Pokemon in Alola, I would say. So yeah, Togedemaru. He's awesome. At number 2, I have Palisand. Now, Palisand never originally crossed my mind as being one of the final members of my team. Um, but my team just kind of kept sucking, so I had to keep switching in and switching out Pokemon. I think only like 2 or 3 of the Pokemon that I had like originally got to the Elite Four with were the team that I beat the Elite Four with. So, um, but Palisand was not one of the original ones. But I got him, and he was amazing. He looked cool to me to begin with. I never really thought of him on my team. Also, I named him Soul Devourer, and that was cute. And also, the thing that entertained me most was the spinning shovel on his head. That just sealed the deal. I just sealed the deal, made it all better, and it was amazing. And I just love Palisand. Palisand is awesome. I love. So here are the aforementioned honorable mentions. So we have, I did 3, so I just put them all on the same screen because I'm going to talk about them more rapidly. So we have the Oricorio. I thought about using an Oricorio, but then again, it was one of the Pokemon that got switched out of my team, or switched into my team, then switched out of my team. So, Oricorio, I thought the idea was super cool, especially that they use that with Alola. Overall, just cool Pokemon. Wishiwashi, I loved. I didn't put his school form up, but I also do like his school form. Wishiwashi is just great. I love him. I just didn't really have the need for a water type, so I didn't use him. And my third is Marshadow. So the reason I didn't put Marshadow on the list, Marshadow is awesome, but the reason he wasn't on the list is because he's not technically available yet, and we don't know a ton about him. All I know is I was calculating everything. I was like, okay, I need a ghost fighting type on my team. Well, I mean, he is a ghost fighting type, but he's not available theoretically. So yeah, that kind of burst my bubble. And now on to the number 1 favorite Pokemon of Gen 7. Bum. Now my favorite is Morelull slash Shiinotic. It was just easier to find a picture of Morelull. But this was the one Pokemon in Alola I was like, I need to get this on my team. Now, I completely blanked on that when I actually got the game, and I was just like, hey, I'm in the area where you can catch one, so I got one. And I like Shroomish as well. So, just mushroom Pokemon have a special place in my heart. And Morelull definitely takes the cake. So, Morelull and Shroomish are awesome to me. I believe Shroomish was Gen 2, but I'm not completely sure. Gen 2 is also one of my favorites, but that's besides the point. Morelull is awesome. The Grass Fairy type was a bit hard to use, but also did help me a lot. Overall, my most useful Pokemon during Alola was a Togekiss that I got from the GTS, but it was like 20 levels higher than everything. So I also love Togekiss. Togekiss is my favorite Pokemon, hands down. So nothing can compete with Togekiss, but this makes a valiant attempt to be one of my favorites. From its move pool, which is pretty decent. The design is awesome. I really like it. I named mine Toadette because Shiinotic kind of looks like Toadette, and I had a bond with Morelull slash Shiinotic. So that is why it is my number 1. I'm going to say Alola because Gen 7 entails also the remakes that probably will happen eventually for Diamond and Pearl. So Alola. Sorry, scratch the Gen 7 stuff that I kept talking about. So yeah, that is my top 7 favorite Pokemon of Alola. Why did I say Elola? That doesn't make sense. So yeah. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this list. The reason I did a top 7 instead is also to try to shorten the video a bit, since I do ramble on about the Pokemon or whatever I'm talking about normally on a list. That's why if I narrow it down to 7, it means that it's just that much shorter. I try to keep list videos to 15 minutes at minimum, but I'm trying to do that to 10 now. So yeah, I think that's everything. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.